All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of quick news being brought to you, of course, as always, by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. The title of this article is called, Why is the WEF and everyone else suddenly talking about Mr. Axe? Okay. And, there's been a lot, going on concerning this disease here. There's been a lot of talks in the news about it, a lot of speculation, a lot of propaganda. But what we do know is that in this article, it tells you that all this talk about Mr. Axe alarm us. According to who that, like their beloved brother Yashawamba would say from the Dallas camp, who that, Mr. Axe is an unknown hypo, hypothetical disease that could potentially kill millions upon millions of people, because that's exactly what the so-called elites want. And a matter of fact, going back to the Georgia Guidestones, okay, one of the Georgia Guidestones, or one of the commandments on the Georgia Guidestones, is what? Maintain humanity under 500 million. You see, and this is really all the plans of the so-called elites who operate on the left-hand side of the Heavenly Father, even though we know that Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father and His Son, they control the so-called elites. They control the left-hand side. And ultimately, this is really the plan of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai to bring judgment upon the two-thirds of our people, because we know Israel is as the sand of the sea, and I believe this disease is going to kill more than millions upon millions of people, possibly tens of millions of, or if not hundreds of millions. Now, we also got to remember that everything is reincarnated, right? Now, we know that the conquistadors, which were Edomites, right, when they first came over here to the Americas, the Spaniards and the conquistadors, well, really, we could just start with the conquistadors, or the English Dutch mercenaries. When they first came over here to the Americas, what did they bring? They brought diseases, right? Isn't that how the so-called Native Indians were killed off? Isn't that how they were genocided? They were genocided by viruses and diseases such as what? Scarlatina, smallpox, chickenpox, uh, uh, typhoid, typhus, lice. The list goes on and on. Okay. And a matter of fact, during the Dark Ages, okay, down there in Europe, there was a major disease outbreak called the Black Death, or you could say the Black Plague, but commonly known as the Black Death. The reason why it was called the Black Death was because it was a disease specifically designed for targeting Israelites who was predominantly ruling Europe, uh, uh, those European countries around that time. Okay. But again, once again, a lot of our people died by what? They died by diseases in Europe. Same thing happened to the so-called natives of this land. Okay, Gad, Ephraim, the Seminole Indians from the tribe of Reuben. Okay, Issachar from the tribe of Mexicans from the tribe of Issachar before they got pushed down into Mexico. Okay, so guess what? The Lord is going to allow the Edomites once again to unleash these deadly diseases and viruses upon our people. Because the disease acts is really designed for killing our people. While it may not have that much impact on the Edomites, which is predominantly the so-called white men, starting with the so-called elites, trickling down to the rest of the nation of the people, it's really predominantly aimed at killing our people, the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Indians, which is ultimately the judgment of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, coming down upon our people. Okay. But we know that disease acts as an extremely deadly disease, even more even more terrifying and even more dangerous than Crown Royale 19, which was at the end of the day a very bad cold. So it says here, right? It is supposed to be a purely theoretical disease, but by giving its name, they are basically inviting people to come up with all sorts of theories about it. And that is especially true now that experts have speculated that it could cause 20 times more deaths than Crown Royale 19 did. Okay. So we come over here, right? Because pestilence, or which is a disease, is prophesied in the book of Matthews, right? We come over here to Matthews 24, verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and what? Pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And then when you read verse 8, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Why? Because when these things happen, people die from these things. And when people die from these things, then there is sorrow, right? Now let's go to the Blue Letter Bible. Let's type in Matthew 24, verse 7. Matthew 24, verse 7. And let's go to the NLT and let's see what it says. Matthew 24, verse 7 in the NLT. Nation will go to war against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. Okay, I don't know why pestilence is not in there, but all this is only the first birth pains with more to come, right? And the scriptures speak about the birth pains, you know, Israel travailing uh, uh, as a woman in labor. Okay, let's read this in the New International Version. Okay, Matthew 24, verse 7 in the NIV. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. And once again, Esau taking out pestilence. Okay, let's read this in the New King James Version. For a nation shall, it says, for a nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, so, it kind of sucks that they don't have the GNT in here. Okay, it would be cool if they did, but nonetheless, the point has been made. It is prophesied for diseases to ravage this country, okay, which is ultimately the judgment of Yahweh, Wahasham, Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm going to say hopefully you were informed and edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Wahasham, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect. It's on to the next one.